So this week was an absolute crazy week, mainly due to the fact that NVidia had earnings, the most anticipated earnings of, I guess you could say, of the quarter, right? And, they smashed it out of the park. They beat on revenue massively. They announced a dividend increase by around like 150%. They also announced a 10-to-1 stock split, which is also insane. That's happening in June. And, that literally just brought the market up. It's as if nothing ever happened. It's as if inflation is no longer a problem. So that's essentially, guys, what happened this week. And you can see over here, the S&P 500 gained 0.7% on the day of close as of Friday. And if we take a look at this on the 5-day, it actually fell, which is fairly surprising. I was not expecting that. So the S&P, guys, actually fell 0.13%. This was mainly due on the 23rd, believe it or not. Wow. So yeah, basically on the 23rd, we did have a pretty big sell-off right after NVIDIA earnings, around 1% or so. I thought that it recovered a lot more than that, but you guys could see it essentially ended flat. However, the big notable one here would be NVIDIA, which, if we guys take a look at the stock, man, on the 5-day, this is up 12.5%, guys. Would you like to guess when they released earnings? Right, it's pretty obvious. So yeah, this was mainly the big thing when it came to this week. Now, if you guys have noticed, well, you probably did know this already. It's just me, right? It's just me. Mike, unfortunately, is very, very busy with work, and he could not do his parts, and we will not have the debate either. So, unfortunate, but oh well. At least I'm going to try to give you guys some of the stuff that did happen this week when it came to news, which is, again, mainly NVIDIA. And, of course, the overall upcoming earnings with the biggest losers and top gainers of the week. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Really does help with the algorithm on YouTube as well as Rumble. And, of course, share the stream, guys. And if you would like to join our Discord, that also is in the description below. However, and if you would like to join our Discord, ask in the comment section and we will send you a link. So, guys, that is the main thing that happened today. NVIDIA, you guys can see over here, popped over 1,000. It broke 1,000. You can see that 52-week range. Absolutely massive. $373 on the low end to $1,064, which it is essentially where we're at. It's essentially where we ended on Friday. And again, this was mainly due to the fact that NVIDIA gains its Q1 results, guidance, top expectations, and also announces a 10-to-1 split. We already saw most of this when it came to the live stream. I'm just going to go over them really, really quickly. The first thing is that this 10-to-1 split, guys, basically the stock is going to be worth now $100. What a stock split is that it changes nothing of the company, right? It changes nothing of the overall valuation, which is the market cap. However, what it does is it gives the perception that the share price is cheaper when in reality it's not. Because a stock split is they basically divide the share price by a certain factor, in this case 10. So if the stock price is 1,000, then it's 100, right? It's $100. It's $106.40, basically what the stock price will be after the split. But here's also the caveat to that, is that they also multiply the numbers of shares outstanding by the same multiple, meaning that the market cap remains the same, giving the illusion that the stock is essentially cheap. So that's the first thing that happened with them. The second thing would be the fact that they increased their dividend by 150%. Sounds wonderful, right? Sounds wonderful. It was before 4 cents, but they increased it to 10 cents. However, because they're doing a stock split, a 10-to-1 stock split, now the dividend will also be divided by 10. So we got a penny now. So after the stock split, the dividend will be a penny. The yield will be higher. However, yeah, it's a penny now. It's a penny, which is hilarious. So with that, when it came to the overall earnings, we could see that this was a massive, massive beat, especially on that revenue. Non-GAAP EPS of $6.12 beats by 54 cents. That's huge. And revenue of $26.04 billion beats by $1.45 billion. Absolutely massive. The thing with this is that this is mainly what you would expect from like banks or oil companies when oil prices are through the roof, right? Not a chip company. So this is unprecedented, if I do say so myself. And not really surprising because, well, it's been a year since they announced the whole AI thing. And man, have they been delivering. So congratulations to you if you did buy this thing at that low of $300 a year ago. Congratulations. Seriously, congratulations. Hopefully you guys are making bank when it comes to that. I know I'm doing it, not necessarily with NVidia, but with AVGO, and it's actually my most profitable company, even though I don't even have 10 shares of it yet. So yeah, that's mainly the main news when it comes to this. And with that, now let's move into the upcoming earnings for next week. So when looking at these earnings, obviously on Monday, it's Memorial Day here in the United States. Nothing's open. So yeah, there's only one company here. That's CAE. Never heard of it. On Tuesday, we got Scotia Bank, and that really is it. Again, earnings are kind of dying down. We got on Wednesday Abercrombie and Fitch, which actually was the first store I ever worked at, like as a job. We got Chewy, we got Dick's, love Dick's, absolutely love this company. That's a joke, by the way. Salesforce CRM, and we also have, I think we also have Advanced Auto Parts too. So, and HPQ, which is actually a company that Warren Buffett really does like too. So, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting week, or at least very interesting day on Wednesday. And on Thursday, we got Costco. This one's a staple. And Foot Locker too. But Costco's a staple because Costco is a company that, man, they are just a juggernaut. Absolute juggernaut. So really interested to see how in the world they perform when it comes to their earnings. And lastly, on Friday, we got BRP and Ganesco, I guess. I don't really know how to say that. I know about BRP, but nothing really that notable when it comes to Friday. The main ones here would definitely have to be Costco, Salesforce, I guess Chewy, HP, and Scotiabank. That really is it. So now, guys, let us go into the heat map. Now, I'm going to remove the face cam just because I don't want to obstruct any companies that, I may be covering up with my face. So, yeah, on the week performance, it's actually, wow, this is, aside from the chips, which, by the way, some of these tech companies also fell, but aside from the chips, most of this was actually in the red, which was honestly is fairly surprising to me. I think most of this happened, though, after NVIDIA earnings. So taking a look at now, guys, the technology sector, the worst performer here, it is none other than the company. You know something I thought was going to be a lot more difficult to find? It actually is not. It is the company Dayforce. Never heard of this company. It is in the software and applications industry, losing 11.32%. And the best performer, it's actually not NVIDIA, even though it did gain 15.13%. It's the company First Solar, gaining 40.06%. Absolutely massive. Into now the communications. Very, very interesting. Most of these, honestly, this is 50-50. This looks like a 50-50 industry sector to me. So worst performer here is actually, let's see, it's actually not Warner Bros. It's this little company right there, which is very difficult to put my cursor over. In fact, let me try to get it for you guys. It is the company Match Group, losing 5.8%. Wow. And the best performer, it is wow, it's actually EA Art, Electronic Arts, right? Gaining 5.72%. Now, when it comes to the consumer defensives, worst performer here, it is none other than the company. Wow. So Target just had earnings. And I even made a video about them, right? I even made a video about them specifying how they're essentially dialing back the whole LG TV thing in June, and their share price fell on the week 9.3%. This was the worst performer. Again, it probably just some overall market thing and a reaction to their earnings. The earnings weren't that stellar. So if you guys want to see if this is a good company to buy right now based on the fundamentals, make sure to check out that video. It's very, very recent. So yeah, that way this may present itself as a really good buying opportunity. However, the best performer, it is none other than the company Lamb Weston Holdings, gaining 2.81%. That's actually kind of ridiculous. That's the best performer, 2.81%. That's usually not what you would expect. Costco, of course, gaining 1.75%. However, we'll see how this performs next week. Looking now into the healthcare sector, a lot of red here. This is a lot of red. Worst performer, it is none other than the company Walgreens Boots and Alliance, losing 11.83%. I believe that they have problems right now. Well, obviously that's an obvious thing, but I think that they are like nearing bankruptcy, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I could be wrong on that, not really sure, but I'm fairly certain that that's the case. Or at least they're having some really, really difficult times. And the best performer, it is the company Moderna, gaining 25.36%. But guys, the whole sector massively in the red. I mean, look at UNH, right? Look at UNH, down 3.14%. Still pretty high from what it was from when it dropped, but still it did fall today 3.14%. And the banks, for some reason, they are reeling. The financial sector in general is completely, it's falling hard. Worst performer here, it is none other than the company. Oh boy, Charles Schwab, my brokerage, losing 8.26%, guys. And the best performer, it is none other than the company. There's barely any here that gained, but by the looks of it, it is none other than the company. Yeah, Arc Capital Group gaining 2.35%. And in the consumer cyclicals, a lot of deep red here, especially when it comes to companies like Home Depot and Lowe's. Again, they also had earnings a few weeks ago. I believe Lowe's I know just had earnings, but Home Depot was first, then Lowe's. But you guys can see that that's a massive, massive drop. All in all, though, the worst performer in this sector, it is none other than Lululemon, losing 9.54%. I have been seeing this company a lot, like constantly losing. I mean, you guys see that graph. It is coming down hard every single time, every single pretty much day, right? So don't really know what's happening with that one, but should be interesting to actually take a look at. Now, the best performer, it is the company Deckers Outdoors, gaining 16.24%. And looking now into the industrial sector, very, very mixed. A lot of green, however, a lot more red as well. Worst performer, by the looks of it, it is none other than the company Nordson Corp, losing 12.41%. And the best performer, it's actually fairly simple to see, and is the company Quanta Services, gaining 7.2%. And following very, very closely, we got Johnson Controls International gaining 7.07%. In the real estate sector, everything is in the red. Seriously, there isn't a single green one here. So the worst performer in this sector, it is none other than the company Vici Properties, losing 6.85%. However, guys, the one that lost the least was none other than the company Welltower, by the looks of it, only losing 0.41%. Everything here in the sector is massively in the red. As you guys can see over here, so is the energy sector. Anyways, moving on, we got the utilities. A lot of red here, however, a few, only like 3-4 massively green ones in the sector. Crazy. Worst performer here, it is none other than the company ES, losing 5.63%. And the best performer, it is the company, it was GE Vernova, gaining 9.11%. Also followed by Constellation Energy Corporation, gaining 8.22%, and Vistra Corp, 8.53%. So only a few companies here massively gained. Most of these were in the red. And now the energy sector. Guys, everything here is in the red. Everything here is in the red, and not by a little bit either. The lowest one that I could see, well, we'll get to that in just one second. The worst performer, though, it is none other than the company. Is it actually? Yeah, guys, it's the company ExxonMobil, losing 5.2%. And the one that lost the least was the company Marathon Petroleum, losing only 1.04%. Everything here is also massively in the red too. And that is probably due to the fact that, we saw this on the live stream, that Biden's actually releasing a ton of oil, once again, from the reserves. Probably that's why, supplying the market with artificially, they're not digging it up, right? They're not drilling it. They're just flooding the market from the reserves, which again, it is not what you want to see. And it's fairly telling, seeing that, it's an election coming up, right? And lastly, when it comes into the basic materials, the worst performer here, it is the company Freeport-McMoRan, losing almost 5%. And the best performer, it is none other than the company, it was right here, CF Industries Holdings, gaining 1.69%. So that pretty much does it, guys, for the heat map. Now, the next big thing that we got would just be PCE, and I don't think that I think we do have an FOMC meeting in June, but the next big thing would just be the PCE, right? The PCE with, I believe, GDP numbers. Aside from that, there really isn't much of anything else, right? Then after the PCE would just be the normal CPI for the month of June, then the I guess continuing with earnings, and then the FOMC, right? Then the FOMC, and then PCE again. So it's just a cycle. As I've stated in that live stream, we're in a cycle. We're all just waiting for the next number to drop to see how we're going to go. So, should be fun, guys. Should be fun. Again, I think next week would just be PCE. That's the only thing that we're looking forward to. So, we'll be live streaming. I don't know when. I would think we're going to be live streaming Tuesday and Thursday like normal. We'll see. I'll have to talk with Mike about it. But just stay on our channel, and when you guys see that live stream thing pop up, that means that we're live streaming, and if not, then it's not. Still though, we usually do live stream Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's the normal time, or the normal days, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'll have to talk with Mike about it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. It really does help her with the algorithm on YouTube. Smash the like button, follow, subscribe, do all of that stuff. Share the content. If you would like to join us, or if you'd like to follow on X, it's at Fatal Investing. And if you would like to join our Discord, it is available for free. Comment in the comment section, and we'll send you the link over, because apparently it expired. So thank you so much for watching. Peace out, and we will see you all next time.